So, who were you before people told you to shrink? Before you learned to measure yourself by someone else's yardstick? Before you needed to be liked, accepted, or good enough became a filter through which you saw yourself? Who were you before you began editing your truth? Before the opinions of others shaped the way you spoke, dressed, moved, or dreamed? Who were you when your essence was still unfiltered? Before life layered on expectation and judgment? Who were you when your voice still carried power and your dream felt limitless? The truth is, you were someone remarkable and you still are. But somewhere along the way, people taught you to dim your light. From teachers to parents to your friends to your lovers and even from your own children. You heard the same message in different forms. Be quieter, be nicer, be smaller, fit in. You're too loud. Why do that? Dim your light, dress casual. They told you to play by the rules that were never written for you. They told you to sit still when your soul was born to dance. And slowly and quietly, you learn to apologize for being yourself. Think back. Remember when you was a child, fearless, curious, running around, touching things, exploring. You didn't care who was watching when you were dancing. You didn't think your laughter or your tears meant anything. You laughed and you cried anyway. You didn't wonder if your dreams were too big or too loud or too realistic. No, you wanted to fly to the moon. You wanted to be a movie star. You wanted to be a model. These are things that was your big dreams back then. You lived with your hands open, your minds open, your hearts open. You soaked up everything. You had no fear. You had no doubt. You loved fiercely and you just existed from your heart unapologetically. But somewhere along the road, someone criticized you. A teacher said, "You're too much." A friend made fun of your dreams. A partner told you, "Tone it down. Come on, tone it down." Or they said, "You're too emotional. Get a grip of yourself." And piece by piece, the walls started to stack up. That separated you from the radiant, unapologetic girl that once lived this vibrant life and had this dream. Maybe rejection taught you to question your worth. Maybe comparison taught you to doubt your power. Maybe the need to belong taught you that blending in was safer than standing out. So you folded yourself into a smaller version of who you really are. You told yourself that if you were perfect, maybe you'd be enough. If you were quiet, maybe you'd be loved. If you were agreeable, maybe you finally belong. But here's the truth, my beautiful, amazing women, my loves. These are never your truth. They were their fears. Fears passed down from people to people, from generation to generation. Sometimes we forgot how far it has gone back. You was never meant to fit into boxes. You were meant to take up space, to speak your truth with courage, to love with depth, to dream beyond the limits people try to hand out to you. Ask yourself, what part of you have you been hiding to make others feel comfortable? What dreams have you abandoned because someone said they was impossible, they were too big? Why are you stepping outside of the box of everybody else? We don't do this in our family. We don't do this at our age. How many of you have shrunk to those words? What piece of your soul is still waiting for you to resemble who you really are? Every time you dim your light, you lose a piece of yourself. Every time you silence your voice, you lose the truth that you've been holding on to. Every time you shrink, you deny the world of your magic. And that's the real tragic about all this. The world wants to see you. The world wants to see the bold you, the energetic you, the fun you. But we dim our light and you believe in what people have told you in the past. You forgot who you really are. Here's the beautiful part. It's not too late. You can always come home to yourself, reclaim your power. Doesn't have to happen overnight. It begins in small sacred steps. Start by speaking your truth, even when your voice is shaking. By saying no when something doesn't feel right. By saying yes to something that does feel right, that lights you up. By giving yourself permission to dream again, to give your space to jump out of that box that you have been placed in, even if it makes other people feel uncomfortable. Because, my beautiful queen, you are here to make yourself feel comfortable. It's your time. It's your dream. It's your destiny. It's your time to rise. It's your time to remember who you really are. And yes, people will resist your growth. That's a fact. You know why? Because they don't benefit from it. They benefit from you being silent. They benefit from your voice not being heard. The fear of your expansion makes them feel fearful. And they don't want to let go. They want to hold on to the comfortable you, the zone that they put you in. Growth is supposed to be uncomfortable. Evolution isn't meant to please everyone. It's meant to free you and only you. So ask yourself this. What would life look like if I stopped shrinking? If I stopped editing myself to fit in? If I let myself dream again, like I did many, many years ago? Before people told me what was realistic. What would happen if I stopped apologizing for who I am? If I allowed my light to shine without guilt? People, they don't get to decide who you are and what you do with your life. You get to claim your voice. You get to choose your dreams because it's always been about you, my loves. And when you do, you inspire others to do the same. Because here's the thing. Every time a woman chooses herself, every time you choose yourself, you give the next woman permission to also choose themselves and to rise. So who were you before people told you to shrink? And more importantly, who are you ready to become now? That woman, the one who is free, fearless, and fully alive, she's waiting for you on the other side. We need to start taking down the wall one brick at a time to finally reveal the little girl that's been hiding behind the wall, who is now a grown woman. She's been waiting all along. So please, my love, step into your light. Take up space, be seen, be heard, be you, exactly as you are. Remember, my love, this is your moment to redefine her and shine. The woman within you is bold, radiant, and unstoppable. So keep shining, keep rising, and keep taking up space because the world doesn't need a smaller version of you. It needs the real you. I'm Estella, and this is Redefine Her World, where we rise together one fearless step at a time. And if this message spoke to your soul, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe because your story, your voice, and your light matters. So, my ladies, thank you once again, and I'll see you all next week. Bye.